So Maxie, we've moved into the pop top area, and boy oh boy, we're opening the batting with a traditional, very, very famous van.
Very traditional, very famous. You're absolutely right, mate. When people think caravans in Australia, so often they'll think Roma. And why is that? Well, mate, Roma, did you know, is the oldest caravan brand in Australia.
Okay.
It's been in the Palmarini family for something like 80 years, many, many decades.
And that's amazing in itself, because let's face it, look, they must be doing something right.
Absolutely, it's still a family-owned company, and look, I think the Roma Sov'reign is a good representation of the quality on offer.
Let's face it, if they've been setting the standard for all these years, are they still continuing to do so?
Look, in many respects, yes. And what I like about this van is that, look, it's a good size. It's got all the features you need, but it's not overly heavy. It's a 2-ton tear or unladen.
Okay.
The aggregate trailer mass of the van is 2.4 tonne,
Right.
and that means you've got 400 kilos of payload. So what does that mean? Well, it
Well,
means...
to real people.
Look, it means that this can be well and truly towed by the family Prado.
All right, okay. Why would you buy a pop top?
Well, Timbo, people are going to buy a pop top for all sorts of reasons. You know, they are traditionally a little bit lighter, easy to store. It's quite likely that it'll fit under your carport at home, no real dramas. So, and look, and some people also find just the general size of a pop top a little less intimidating too.
Do you think that aerodynamically they tow better?
There is a bit of conjecture, a bit of debate about that out in the caravanning community. Some will swear blind that yes, they absolutely tow better. Some will say the difference is negligible. So it really comes down to the caravaner, perhaps the vehicle that they're using to tow the caravan with too.
Now, the inside of the Roma, Phil, let's face it, it's traditional, but yet somehow modern, you know?
Certainly, Tim. You know, this pop top is something just that little bit different. In a standard pop top, you've got hydraulic struts and also these lifts which you have to push up
And they're the
with a
traditional
fair bit of effort.
Yeah, well, this is the way it was always done, wasn't it?
Exactly, but this one's just a little bit more special because, a bit like modern technology in cars, where you have air reserve, you know, pressure tank for energy conservation in new cars, hybrids, for example. Some of them have this.
Yep.
Air suspension. You look at the highest, you know, good quality cars like Range Rover. They have air suspension.
And it's the way
Compressed air.
it's the way of the future, isn't it? Let's
Absolutely.
face it.
So one of the ways that this caravan has a bit of the way of the future, if you like, is air pressure lift for this pop top. Fantastic idea, yeah.
Oh, wow. But of course you've got your traditional backup, but you've got like a hydraulic system that will pump the ceiling up.
What we've really got here is bags of air, compressed air that push up the pop top. And when you're looking at it, like this is a 19-foot body van, so it's a long, big, heavy pop top.
Yeah.
So with those air springs, if you like, pushes the whole lot up with a bit of compressed air, with a little compressor. Press the button and away you go.
Wow. So what do you think of the interior of the van, Phil?
Oh, Tim, certainly it is very traditional. But having said that, what I do like is that all the timber and so on, which is, you know, that traditional look of a timber caravan. But personally, I like it. It's not a dark and sort of somber area. It's actually got a bit of spark to it. And you know, in effect, while traditional, it's also pretty neutral and plenty of room. The walkway past the kitchen is nice and wide, so you're not bumping past Mum as she's cooking while you go to the other end of the caravan, which is fantastic. Not all vans are like that.
One of the things that I personally like about a pop top is you are restricted with storage up high, because of course that's the canvas part of the roof, which really does give you a feeling of openness, because you've basically got it right to the walls of space. You haven't got cupboards that are protruding in, which of course the very design of a pop top actually plays to that, to give you that much more feeling of openness and space.
Yes, certainly. And in the old days of the 70s pop tops, you know, you didn't have that right to the end of the ceiling pop top.
Yes.
So you constantly bashed your head against all those
overhang.
So you really do notice with the later ones like this, where you have that whole roof space popping up, and you're right, you've just got this fantastic sense of airiness and openness without the cupboards there.